going on, everybody? Jeremy Ritz, Courage Pays Better Than Fear Trading, and what a crazy week it has been so far here in the markets. And I wanted to take a moment. 3, 2, 1. Listen, Bitcoin is ripping this week after having corrected, got into bear territory, being down below 20% for quite some time. And we're finally seeing some momentum and some push come back into digital gold. And in today's Courage Pays Better Than Fear Mini, I want to talk about Bitcoin, why it's important, and why its price potential is massive over the next several years, even by the end of this year. So, hitting 93,000 this week is good, but what's in store for Bitcoin is beyond what you can imagine. Check it out. All right, so let's talk Bitcoin. It has popped this week. We did get news that Trump said he's not trying to fire Jerome Powell. That offered some relief, some breathing room for the markets, because that would shake things up substantially. And we also got information that 145% tariffs on China are not going to happen. Trump came out and said that the tariffs are going to happen, but it's going to be much less than that. So while a deal still has yet to be worked out with China, we are seeing equities push higher, and we are seeing Bitcoin move up. Now, here's the thing about Bitcoin. While stocks do feel pressure from inflation, remember that Bitcoin cannot be printed. There are only so many Bitcoin in existence, 21 million to be precise. And whereas equities can be drawn down because of pressure from inflation, that's not going to happen with Bitcoin. There's the element of scarcity there. So what is out there in terms of circulation of Bitcoin, that's all there's going to be. So keep that in mind in terms of Bitcoin being a long-term investment. And if you don't own any Bitcoin, perhaps this should be a moment for you to consider doing so. And it's very simple to do that. You can download Coinbase, several other crypto brokers, and make a small purchase, whether it's $5 or $10, right? I'm not telling you need to trade it, but make a small investment and do that every month. Buy a little bit of Bitcoin, because when you consider some of the price targets that analysts, experts have on Bitcoin 10 years from now, 15 years from now, it's going to absolutely blow your mind. And we're going to talk about that at the end of the video, so stick around. But what I wanted to do is just take a look at the chart here today and see where Bitcoin is, where it could possibly go by the end of the year, what are the key levels, just so you are informed and aware. All right, so here is a daily chart of the almighty Bitcoin, and you can see that it is popping here these last few days. Right now, it's up about 400 points. And notice that yesterday, this big, massive, bullish engulfing candle closed above that 100 daily simple moving average. And that's the first time that happened since February 20th. So it's been quite some time since it's broken that price area. And if we measure this out to see how far Bitcoin came down from its all-time highs, which are right here, we could see that it did drop a total of 31.9%. So it did enter bear territory and is since climbing out of the depths, right? Now, it has plenty of room to go back up before it gets to all-time highs, which is a little over 109,000. And it hit that price area January 20th, so quite some time ago. But notice that there are no moving averages currently that are above Bitcoin and its price action. So there is room for it to run higher. There's no resistance for it to push up. Now, notice that on this drawdown that we had, when we hit that 31%, we nearly came down to the all-time highs from 2021. And if you just go back here, you could see that here's 2021, November of 2021. That was the high that it made during that bull run that it had, and that was around 69,000, a little bit over that. And it didn't come all the way down to that price area, but it got close enough. And that's where a bounce came in. And if we're just doing some basic technical analysis, we do see a bit of a double bottom pattern that came in here, right? We actually have a higher low, lower low double bottom. And we actually, with that big massive candle from yesterday, closed above that neckline. And typically when you have a double bottom pattern and you close above that neckline, there's room to move to the upside. Now, what typically can happen out of here is you can get a retest of that neckline, so a little bit of a pullback before pushing higher. But we could be set up for a significant move, a significant push that will test the all-time highs of 109,000. And keep in mind that a lot of analysts for this year have a price target of 125,000 on Bitcoin. And if you look at that, that's quite some ways to go. We have plenty of time left in the year to hit that. But just keep that in mind. There is a lot of room for Bitcoin to run. And notice too, the volume has picked up for the bulls here recently. So there's been some enthusiasm around buying Bitcoin. And so we just want to monitor this and be aware of this in terms of what can happen over the next couple of months. And this strong price move that's occurred, I wanted to share this with everyone just to remind you, hey, if you haven't begun investing in Bitcoin, then now is a great time to do so. Again, that doesn't mean go sell the farm or sell the house or take out a second mortgage on your house to be able to do so, but start small. Money that you can afford to invest, $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever it is, and just start making small purchases of Bitcoin because there's significant upside room here for its price. And the last thing that I want to show is if you just go back in time to see where Bitcoin started, I mean, it wasn't always this high. I mean, if we go back, you could see here, at least on this chart, it says $249, but it was actually less than that. It was less than a penny at one point. So imagine buying this that cheaply and then holding on to it and having it run as high as it has. Right. And a lot of people back then, whenever Bitcoin hit $100 or $1,000, there were people saying, oh, eventually this is going to hit $100,000. And people said, you're crazy. There's no way it's going to happen. But what happened? It hit $100,000. And the reason why I say that is because there are people now saying that the potential price targets for Bitcoin is a lot higher. And so I wanted to share this chart with you guys of some price forecasts for Bitcoin in the future. And they're mind-blowing, right? You could just take a look here on the screen. I'm not going to read all of this to you, but Bernstein analysts, 500,000 by 2029, over $1 million per coin by 2033. Morgan Creek Digital here, I'm just going through randomly, $250,000 by the end of this year. Van Eck, $180,000 by the end of this year. Samson Mao, $100 million in 2025. Now, that's a bit extreme. I don't know if that's going to happen, but you could see there are several analysts calling for $200,000+ price point on Bitcoin, up to $1 million. Now, this is a long-term process. This isn't going to happen overnight, but you could see that there are many analysts out there who are highly bullish on Bitcoin. And again, it's immune to inflation. It has scarcity. And this should be a reason for you. Yes, take that $5, that $10, $20, buy some BTC. So there you have it, an update on Bitcoin and its price action, some potential targets on where it can go in 10 years, 20 years. It's amazing to think about it. And remember, you can start small with this in terms of investing, but keep in mind how far Bitcoin has come from its inception to where it is today and where it has been. It hit 109,000 in January. Think about what's next. Think about where this can go. It's incredible. And I can't wait to monitor and follow this journey of digital gold with all of you here on Courage Pays Better Than Fear Trading. So let me know in the comments, where will Bitcoin be 10 years from now? I would love to hear your comments. Put that down below, and I will see you next time.